Next up is our book review of the week. And speaking of longevity, I always love to give credit where credit's due. And I think the top person in the longevity space right now, if I had to just choose one, and there's a lot of great people, is Dr. David Sinclair. So David Sinclair works right over at Harvard, MIT, kind of joint-based projects, mainly with Harvard. And over the last couple of years, he's certainly gained in popularity. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast at least once, I believe twice now, and has been really consistent in his recommendations for not only how we age, but how we can grow younger. Because he believes that aging is actually a disease. And he believes that like I do, all diseases can be fixed. So it's very interesting because if you believe that age is a disease and you believe that humans don't have to have a disease, then that must mean that you believe that humans don't have to age. That is really interesting. I love big thought projects. So I don't believe anybody has to have autoimmune issues. I don't believe anybody has to have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes. I don't believe that anybody has to have, migraines or skin conditions or any of these chronic-based conditions. Again, at one point, I had Addisons disease, or rheumatoid arthritis, POTS, mastocytosis, allergies. Those things don't exist anymore. I don't have any of those things. So if you're telling me that aging is one of those things, then you're telling me that I don't have to age. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a great thought. It's a great thought exercise, and I love the big picture thinking. So David goes through all of the different ways that we know of right now to extend human lifespan. And the name of the book is called Lifespan: Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to, by David Sinclair, PhD. And what I would say to you is this. He talks about, and again, I agree with David on 99 out of 100 things. And like every 200, I would disagree with just 2, like minor stuff, okay? And we don't have to go into what I disagree with right now because it's not, I don't think it's of substance and need to talk about that right now because I recommend this book. So if you're interested in how to live longer, this is the book. If you only read one, this is the book, Lifespan by David Sinclair. And he talks about why eating a lot of meat, sure, you can change your body, not conducive to anti-aging. Talks about how much exercise, not overdoing it. A lot of the things that I've talked about on my podcast for years now. Why? Because basically I learned them through Ayurvedic medicine, bioregulatory medicine, etc. And David is learning about them and proving them through lab experiments, and mainly with mice. And we're proving what Ayurveda has known for thousands of years. And so I love that. I love combining the best of medicine, conventional medicine and science, with Ayurvedic medicine, which is an ancient wisdom of science. So I can definitely recommend it. It's not that long of a read. It reads easy. I mean, there's definitely a lot of science in it, but it reads easy. It's 300 pages, and there's keys in the back for telling you what all the terms mean. He gives credit to a lot of other contributors that have been around for hundreds of years, which is great. Gives a lot of citations. He talks about his favorites like nicotinamide mononucleotide that I've spoken about before, and transresveratrol. He uses much higher dosages than I do, but we're on the same page for the most part. And anyway, it's a great book. Check it out. It's worth the read. Just read 10 pages a day. You'll finish it in a month.